Hello, lovelies, and welcome back to this episode of I Don't Really Know What. I don't know if this qualifies as a Strange Playgrounds, but I suppose it does, really, doesn't it? It's a sort of more general, waffly podcast. Again, apologies for the rather prolonged absences of late. I've been really busy. I do apologise. With one thing after another recently, I just haven't had time for the YouTubery, not even the video game stuff. I just haven't had time to sit down and play the games and make the videos, I'm afraid. One thing after another. Lots of creative work at the moment. That side of things is going very, very well. On the other side, lots of work as well to keep body and soul together. We sadly had COVID come into one of the houses where I work. Our service users all got ill, so we've been very much nose to the grindstone, all hands on deck recently, and other metaphors, other idioms. Very, very busy. And when I've got home from those very prolonged and difficult days, I haven't had the heart or the voice to record videos, I'm afraid. But this weekend, just back from TFNation. Oh my god, it's been a long time since I made a video about anything related to this, but It's been 2 years. It's been maybe even longer than that. I think the last one we went to was 2019. Yeah, 2019. Is that correct? Because, of course, after that, COVID hit. All conventions were cancelled. TFNation is the UK's Transformers convention, but it's. And I'm not even a collector anymore, not really. I pick up the odd bit and piece that I really like the look of, and that is it. I mean, I don't even have my old collection anymore. A lot of it was given away as gifts. A lot of it not sold, just given away. All those rare Beast Wars figures that I had. The Windraiser and Shocker Act and Antagony, they're all gone. They're all gone to people who will make better use of them, who will get more out of them. They've gone to good homes, and that's it. And no, I didn't take a penny for them. It doesn't interest me at all. But I still, TFNation is something I look forward to every fucking year because it is incredible. It is. Abby Bulmer was talking about it on Twitter. Abby Bulmer, comic book artist, works on the Sonic comic, I believe, at the moment for IDW. She came with her husband Dave, who does the Sonic the Comic podcast with Chris McFeely and a number of other things. Demon Tomato Dave on Twitter, and I believe also here on YouTube, does a lot of stuff. But she was saying on Twitter that there is something about it. There's something different. It is not just a convention where you go for the core subject matter, and that is absolutely true. I've been going since 2009, so I and my friends who go there are the old guard, as though long-standing aficionados of my channel will remember. That is where we all met up. We started doing stuff on YouTube, and then we went to TFNation for the first time in 2009. A whole host of us from YouTube met up, and since then have become the best of friends in real life. It's really strange. A lot of the vast majority of my closest friends now are from that event. They're from that phenomena. People like Ray Curran, as some of you may remember as I Love Mess, he is one of my very closest friends ever. Will and Rob Bishop, Ominous Voice, and The Ghost of Starscream here on YouTube, two of my best friends ever. Nick Hardy, I mean, my god, Nick Hardy photographs, by the way. Nick Hardy is not only one of my best friends, he is also a brilliant guy. He's one of those people who writers and artists need behind them. Those of us who are shit at marketing ourselves, which I am, by the way, I'm terrible at marketing myself. You need a Nick behind you, because Nick is brilliant at getting us out there, at getting us opportunities and expanding our repertoire a little bit. He's an amazing guy, and also, again, one of my, just one of the greatest guys ever. There are so many people who have become they've become more than friends from the internet. They become more than people who are just interested in a common interest, because, of course, as I say, I'm kind of out of it now, but I still go to the convention for the atmosphere, the socialization, and for the people. I went with Ray Curran and with Will Bishop and Rob Bishop this year. and it was amazing. We had a great time. Less people from our, I suppose, if you want, from our generation, if you like, because we are kind of the old guard now, you know. There's a lot more younger people coming in now, which is awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Ray and I were talking to a woman in the line for the hall who was talking about how they were 3 years old when the 2002 He-Man was around, and it was one of their formative shows growing up, and that was amazing because, of course, we're pretty much a decade older. You know, we were children for Ray in the 70s and me in the 80s. And we grew up with the original He-Man, so that was fantastic. There is this sort of cross-generational thing happening, and new blood coming in, and new experiences being formed, and that is absolutely fantastic. I had a blast this year talking to not only to the people I knew, which was wonderful. Seeing you all again, guys, was absolutely wonderful. Those of you I managed to grab and chat to, it was a blast. Thank you so much. But it was a blast talking to new people as well, and to the younger people. That was brilliant. It's so nice to see. And another thing we noticed is the sheer diversity. The diversity of demographics at the convention has changed dramatically. It's so much more open now. It's so much more florid. It was like, there is definitely like a sort of pride parade quality to it now. There are so many more diverse people from different backgrounds and of different identities and of different interests. There were people who went there who didn't have that much of an interest in Transformers, but had heard about the atmosphere of it by word of mouth, and turned like anime fans and people who are into different toy lines and comic books and all sorts of geeky paraphernalia and stuff. And they just came because of the atmosphere, and I'm sure they weren't disappointed, because it was wonderful this year. It really, really was. Not only was it for many of us, it was sort of like the first big social thing we'd done after, as a result of COVID and the lockdowns and whatnot. But there was just something about it this year. It was very sedate, I found. It was very sedate and relaxing, and fitting into the culture again was wonderful. It was really interesting. I don't know whether it was a matter of the heat, because the heat was execrable, by the way. Those wonderful air-conditioned rooms, bloody hell. Whether it was as a result of us lot getting on a little bit now. We are the older fans, but I didn't touch a drop of alcohol this time. Usually I'm well gone at TFNation, but this year I just couldn't be arsed with the alcohol. So it was much more sedate, and that was a good thing. That was wonderful. There weren't as many people there this year, as a result of COVID, of money requirements and whatnot, lots and lots of factors, and that was sad. But it did mean that like the bar and the hall were really wide open, and there was lots more space this year, which was really nice. It was really lovely. It would have been lovely to see some more of you again. Don't get me wrong, it would have been wonderful. But the openness of it was really, really wonderful. It felt sort of breezy somehow. There was a sedentary quality to it that was very, very welcome. And as I say, most of the people I spoke to, certainly of my age or around my age, and of our generation of Transformers fans, we were all a bit knackered after long work periods, the heat, and often illness as a result of COVID or colds or whatnot. So it was wonderful to have this relaxing event, and also to just sift right back into it after these 2 years in absentia was absolutely wonderful. I would highly recommend, even if you're not into Transformers, if you're into just generally geeky stuff, if you just want a great social event, come along to TFNation. It is wonderful. It's such a pleasant event. I feel so refreshed and relaxed as a result of it, I can tell you. I went back to a lot of people have booked like this week off work. I went back to work today, and I tell you what, I'm very glad that the service user I was with wanted to go swimming, because I've eaten a lot. Even though I haven't drunk a lot over this weekend, I haven't eaten very well this weekend. It's all been like burgers and chips from the hotel kitchen. It's been, I don't normally eat like that, but this time I have. I really, really indulged this weekend, so it's probably a good thing to exercise today. But yeah, it was wonderful. It was the thing that really got me was the cross generational thing that was going on. That the younger people, of which there were many, many more than us, which is absolutely the way it should be. Absolutely the way it should be. It means more people are coming into this fandom, if you like, are getting engaged with the subject matter, which is absolutely wonderful. But the range of demographics that I loved, because my lot are a bit of a a strangely counterculture bunch. We're all like part of the LGBTQ community for the most part. We're all strange, odd, deviant in our own peculiar ways, which we really like. So it's wonderful to see that carrying on and even expanding. It was wonderful. It really was an amazing event, and I would love to see some of you there next year, If you have a mind to come, please turn up. Also, those of you who brought my books to sign, that was unexpected. That was really bloody unexpected, and thank you so much. That made the convention for me. To see copies of Strange Playgrounds and Born in Blood and whatnot floating around, that was fantastic. So thank you so much for that. It was an absolute blast, and I really hope to see you all again very, very soon.